Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Pikel with the League of Items, and playoffs have started in the LPL. So we're gonna go through the pick bands of V5 and FPX. But actually, wait, sorry, I'm getting a phone call. Let me take this 1 second. 1 second. Hello? Hi, who's this? Oh. Didn't expect to get a phone call from you. Is there anything you wanted to talk about? Okay, yeah, I'll let you say it to the video. 1 second. Hello, it's me. My name Yamato Cannon, head coach of Sandbox Gaming. To go over drafting. They say blue side is in advantage, but I just keep on hinting. Hello, I picked Zoe, Caitlyn and Morgana. To be honest, I'm smurfing when I was back in Europe. They say I kill this draft and other team FF15. There's such a difference between regions. I lost to Jin. Watching playoffs from outside. At least I can say that I've tried to tell you I'm sorry for losing to Jin, but it don't matter. Clearly, our season is over. Oh no. Oh no. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, League of Items channel. I don't know if you know this, but it's me, Yamato Cannon. And today, we played Genji. And we lose the game 3 after winning game 1. It is super sad. Very sad. I mean, you just look at this draft and you think to yourself, how do they lose this game? We are smurfing. We are smurfing the draft. We are smurfing draft. Look at this. We have Caitlyn. Caitlyn first picked. She's super overpowered. Broken champion. Everybody know this. It is known. Caitlyn broken. They pick Azir. Who care? Azir poop champion. Look at that handsome man. Azir stink. Jin, worst champion in League of Legends. We have Morgana. She's good. We have Zoe. She's great. They have Pantheon support. Who cares about this Pantheon support? Nobody care about this. They take the Olaf. Red 5? Red 4, I mean? Are you kidding me? And then we lock in the GP and the Trundle. Okay, Trundle, pretty horrible pick on my end. You know, there is nobody to, subjugate, but I can't be perfect. I am only human. I am Yamato Cannon. And then we get the Gangplank and they pick Renekton into it. Just to make fun of us. This is bullshit. This game bullshit. I tell you this. We even get first blood. GP. He's scaling. Overpowered. Snowball. And then we get another kill. And another kill. And we're winning this game. We're totally winning this game. How do we possibly lose this game? I wish I had more of an impact on this team. I win the draft. And they just int. They run it down mid lane. Horrible inters. Unfair, unlucky. Team diff, not coaching diff. Oh my god, the Gangplank. Oh my god. 3 death, 4 death, 5 death, 6. This is ridiculous. I cannot believe this. It's just so sad. We have to win this match. But now we are out of playoff. So sad. So sad. Alright. That's the Yamato Cannon for the day. Thanks, Yamato Cannon, for inting against Genji. Super nice of you. Nice guy. Good guy. Good guy, Yamato Cannon. So yeah. Genji won like they were supposed to. T1 dominated. But we're going to spend some time looking at the V5 series because I didn't watch this live. I was sleeping like a sane person. So let's go into the draft. Going into this, I liked FPX. I thought FPX was kind of figuring some stuff out at the end of the season. I know they went to Gimgoon instead of Khan, which was somewhat concerning. But let's just look at the draft. So they blind pick Renekton, which is kind of bizarre. But if you know that you're going to have to blind pick something anyways, it's really not the worst. It's really not the worst thing to do. Everybody kind of like says it's horrible because LS says that it's horrible. But like I've said in previous videos, Renekton is a champion that is always relevant. But there are a lot of times where if it gets pushed too far behind, then it can be a super bad pick. But it requires the other team to draft correctly and to take advantage of it. So with Gimgoon as the top laner instead of Khan, they're less likely to pick something that completely dominates Renekton in lane. And they locked in Volibear, which I think is just objectively a very bad pick against Renekton, because you're not going to be able to dominate him in lane hard enough to make him like a bad champion in the rest of the game. So they just go for classic FPX champions. They have Kalista, they have Duanbi on Karma, they have Tian on Lilia, which is an interesting pick. There's nothing wrong with Lilia as a champion. She'll probably be somewhat popular as time goes on. But like I said, I did not watch this game, so it looks like they won the first game. From this point, so they had to have either thrown it or they won. Come on, YouTube. All right, they got the first dragon. Now it's even because of towers. So Kalista's not a very good sieging champion, like taking towers and stuff like that. Ooh, here we go. Alright, so this is probably the most important play of the game. So FPX has Crisp go in. They're overextending onto the Leona. They got a 3-man. Oh man, they got 3-man by Set. Wow. So that actually did look like a good fight for them in the beginning of that, but they just overextended and died. They're not going to lose a dragon off of this, so that's okay. But now they have a gold disadvantage, a very small gold disadvantage that they can still outplay. The real problem here is that when FPX resets, they are standing in mid lane, when in reality there's nothing that wave is going to do to that tower besides chip off some damage, which isn't a problem. So I think they should probably be trying to fight this. I think they should have fought this. And maybe they did. Maybe that's why this game gets out of control. Yeah, so Kalista, a short-range champion. And this is what I'm talking about. Why would you want to play something like Kalista instead of, like, Aphelios? It wasn't banned, right? Whatever. So now V5 has a 2,000 gold lead, which is a much easier gold lead to turn into a win. So now we're in front of another dragon, and it looks like Set is going to engage onto Lilia. So that's a good find. Renekton's coming in, and that's one of the things that I like about Renekton, is that he's a good flanking champion, has some good tankiness through his ultimate, and the flash stun is always very impactful. When somebody gets out of position, Renekton can punish that pretty well, better than most champions really, but it probably wasn't a good first pick overall. But maybe it was because it was against Gimgoon. Maybe their read was that Gimgoon didn't have enough champions to punish it. And if that's the case, then that's very smart. So V5 wins game 1. Alright, now we're in the second draft. And they first pick Renekton again, because they're up against Gimgoon, and they don't think Gimgoon's going to do anything about it. So then we have Lilia, we have Senna, Ezreal, and Set. We have Nautilus. They must have had just a good plan. Ooh, Gnar. Gnar against Renekton, that's a very volatile matchup.
that's probably just counterpicking yourself. Like, Gnar can easily lose to Renekton in lane if you're not careful. It's just a very volatile matchup. Like, if it was the Shy playing it, then yeah, the Shy is going to figure it out, but Gimgoon is not the Shy. Does this game get out of control? I mean, it already looks like it's out of control. Yeah, okay. So I think they kind of counterpicked themselves with the Gnar. That was a pretty bad pick. Now they ban Renekton. You have to waste a Renekton ban because your top laner can't dominate it. That's very bad. So it looks like Gimgoon was the problem in this match. They first pick Set. FPX gets rid of 2 carry junglers. Caitlyn was banned, so they were never going to first pick Caitlyn. That's interesting. Kallista's just not a good champion. Well, she's just not a broken champion, and like they're picking her and trying to play around her like she's a broken champion, which is just not the case. So FPX gets up a little early. Now it's even. V5 has 3 dragons, but it's down 2,000 gold. FPX wins the fight, and I mean the game was just won through a gold advantage. It wasn't about playing around dragon for them. So let's look at the last draft. All right, so this is a horrible draft by FPX already. Like, Set first pick is fine. Set is considered a very good pick. Like, no one's gonna blame you for that. V5 goes Caitlyn Lux, which are 2 long-range champions, and FPX picks Kalista. Kalista is going to get dominated in this lane. And then Nautilus. So you have 2 low-range champions against 2 high-range champions. That's a very bad situation to play. Just stupid. Olaf gets locked in, which is okay. Like, a Trundle would have actually made sense there. So it's like they've Olaf is fine though. And then we have Sam D. We have Syndra against Karma. So FPX is basically looking to outscale, which is kind of risky. Bubu playing Lucian means that Bubu thinks that he's a carry player, which is kind of interesting. Against Gangplank, I guess it's good because he can try to interrupt barrels and try to fight him in the early game, which I think is a pretty good idea. It's just very volatile. So any analyst watching this is going to say, like, if Lucian starts dying in lane, then it's going to be extremely difficult for the Lucian to be impactful. Like, once he dies once or twice, he just is a pretty weak top laner. But at the same time, if you know that you're going to be scaling in this game, Lucian will probably be the strongest AD carry at some point in this game, unless you consider Gangplank an AD carry, which he kind of is, but he's also not. So V5 has a 400 gold lead. He's beating Gimgoon pretty hard. He has a 20 gold lead. And they're dominating the jungle because Olaf has a good matchup against the Set. Olaf is power farming, has a 1.5k gold lead. They're up 2 dragons. They dive bot lane. They get a 3,000 gold advantage. I really think that at least 2 of these games were just drafting. 3,000, 3,000. You should win from 3,000 gold. They get a 3rd dragon. It's very good. Set dies again. There was no Baron to take, so they have to reset. 2 minutes until the next dragon. So at this point, if you're FPX, you're feeling desperate. And that's the problem with trying to scale in this meta, is that there are so many dragons that are going to make this. You'll get into a spot where 22 minutes into the game, you might have to fight for the game. Like, if you lose that dragon fight when you're down because you're waiting to scale, you're just going to lose. But FPX, I mean, this. If I'm FPX, I'm probably feeling very confident after something like this. You get a bunch of kills. Do they get Baron off? Do they get Baron off of that? No, they didn't go for Baron. That may have been a time for a desperate Baron. But they didn't go for it. And it looks like... I'm surprised they didn't lose that fight harder. So it's 2,000 gold. Big dragon fight. So they get a pick on a Bew and they go for the Desperation Baron, which is probably the right call. Whether or not it works, it's probably the right call. Oh man, they're getting destroyed by AoE. Baron just doing so much damage. But FPX pulls it out. That's pretty good. Man, they're playing really well. Oh shit. So now we're getting onto a dragon because they cannot give up. They cannot give up the dragon. So like they needed to take Baron, and then reset and go down to the dragon pit. Lucian's coming in though, and they have 4 low health members, which is pretty scary. Lucian has flash. That's an easy kill. FPX stops the dragon from being taken, which is good, but a bunch of their champions die. This should be a pretty easy Baron for them, I'm guessing, afterwards, because... Actually, no, they don't have Olaf. Alright, so how do they let this happen? So they should know that, they know that V5 is on the Baron. They just weren't close enough to do anything about it. So Gangplank uses his ultimate on the Baron, which is probably a mistake because you're not going to steal Baron with that. And if anything, you're just doing damage to help it die before your teammates can show up. That should be the game. Yeah, that's game. That's not game. So they're just going to wait for the next dragon. So there's going to be another dragon fight. This game probably went on 10 minutes more than it really needed to. Gimgoon died again. Alright, interesting. V5, good job. That's basically it. I don't have anything else to really talk about for that. Let's look at what games are tomorrow. LGD against World Elite. In the top lane, I think World Elite has an advantage. In the jungle, it's pretty even. In the mid lane, I think LGD has an advantage. In the bot lane, I think Team World Elite has an advantage. Europe does not play tomorrow. KT Rolster against Solhewan Prince, that one's obvious. DRX against Hanwha Life, that one's obvious. TSM is playing Golden Guardians today. I like TSM in that one. And that's basically it. So I will talk to you tomorrow. Or maybe Yamato Cannon will. Or maybe we both will. Who knows?